Hi and welcome everyone to another video. My name is Dennis and today I'm going to show you a wildcard draft for Gameweek 24 of Fantasy Premier League, but now let's just jump straight into it. Alright guys, welcome to another video on my channel. Today is going to be a wildcard draft for Gameweek 24. Now before starting it, please consider leaving a like if you enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button. Also, if you're new around here, it is really much appreciated. Now what I want to say before talking about the actual picks individually, as I said before, this is going to be a wildcard draft for Gameweek 24, and I want to give you my thoughts a little bit. If you should be using or not your wildcard, because a lot of people, again, maybe you're frustrating with how your season has went up so far, and maybe you just want to use the wildcard to try to change it, and that's okay. If you want to change a lot of your players, if you have a lot of injuries, if you have, I don't know, some dead picks like Nico Gonzalez, a lot of players who are not worth having into your teams, then yeah, maybe it could be a great idea to use your wildcard. Now what I want to say, because there's a lot of uncertainty with Cole Palmer, we need to see if he's going to be fit after all to play in Gameweek 24. Let's see how many minutes he's going to get in the Champions League. But I think that the uncertainty because of Cole Palmer diminishes a lot the appeal of wildcard in Gameweek 24, and that's not right, because you shouldn't just use your wildcard because of one player of Cole Palmer. But the fixtures for Chelsea are just amazing for the next four. So again, as I said before, this is the wildcard draft. Now, if I show you this is my actual team without using the wildcard, I think that it's not that far off on a wildcard draft. You're going to see it on my team selection also, but I have two free transfer. I can buy if I want, I don't know, someone like Chaloba. I can buy someone like Mbeumo. But what I have different from a wildcard draft, I have Raya instead of Timber. And I don't know, I have Ekitike who I can sell to buy Cole Palmer if I really want to. Other than that, Haaland, Thiago, Enzo, Rogers, Anderson. If you have a team close to mine, yeah, I don't have Lacroix. Maybe you can have Munoz on a wildcard. I have Virgil van Dijk. Maybe you don't want to have him. You can have someone like Senesi. But again, you got my point. If you have a decent team like mine, I just don't think that the necessity to use the wildcard is that much. So again, I don't want to advise anyone to not use or use the wildcard. If your teams need it, it is a good idea. If not, you don't need to force it just because you have Ryan instead of Timber. So that's what I wanted to add up. Now, in this team, in this draft, I used all of my budget. Maybe you can afford really all these picks, but you don't need to use all your budget in the first place. So let me try to explain it. This is a little bit more of a different wildcard. You're not going to see it everywhere. Now I want to start with the midfield, because I think that this midfield you're going to see in every other wildcard draft video for Gameweek 24, because I think that it really picks itself. Rice, I think that he's the best attacker to have, whatever you want to call it, best value pick from Arsenal. I wouldn't go for any other attacker, honestly. You're not going to have Bukayo Saka on a wildcard. You're not going to go for Gyökeres, Martinelli, Havertz, Gabriel Jesus. You're not going to buy all these players on a wildcard. So Rice is the only one. If you want to go triple Arsenal defense, I don't think that's a bad idea at all. But also, yeah, Rice would be here. Bruno Fernandes, Enzo Fernandez, Mbeumo, Rogers. This would be my midfield on a wildcard. This is the team I'm aiming to have with my actual team, actually, for Gameweek 24. Rogers, decent fixtures long term. Bruno Fernandes and Mbeumo, Man United are playing much better with Michael Carrick. Now let's see how they're going to perform in the easier fixtures, but yeah, it's clear that there is a swing of fixtures for Man United. Fulham, Spurs, West Ham, Everton, Crystal Palace, Newcastle, Aston Villa. The fixtures are okay. They are not amazing. They are not Chelsea-like fixtures, but they are decent. And Bruno Fernandes, I don't need to explain too much to you why he's a good pick on penalties, on set pieces, playing a more advanced role as a number 10. 90 minutes every game week, good for DEFCON, etc. Mbeumo, the only concern with Mbeumo would be the minutes. He got something like 70 minutes in the last two games against Arsenal and Man City, but they were tough games, and he was subbed off for someone like Cunha. Now, if someone like Dorgu is going to be injured long term, I think that's good news for Mbeumo. I think that again, Cunha is going to start on the left, Mbeumo is going to start as a number 9 or on the right, so I think that his minutes are going to be much more safe. But if Dorgu is still going to start, then yeah, maybe you have a little bit of uncertainty, but still there are a lot of other better midfielders. You don't want to go for Saka. Probably I wouldn't go for Palmer. Again, if Palmer gets some minutes in the Champions League, maybe I would be tempted on a wildcard to go for Palmer, but there is a risk with Palmer. There is a risk maybe he's not going to get all the minutes. So yeah, this would be my midfield probably. Now talking about my defense, this is going to be a little bit different because as you can see at the moment I have Sanchez and Chalobah. Now this is just because I would like to attack the fixtures on a wildcard. You don't need to go with double Chelsea defense if you don't want to. I just can't see some clean sheets in the next four. And then again, in gaming 28, 29, 30, if you don't want to play Sanchez, let's say, you could play Dubravka against Brentford, against Everton, and against Bournemouth. So it's not going to be the end of the war. Although probably to play Sanchez against Aston Villa and Newcastle at home is not going to be the end of the world also. Now, the only problem with Sanchez is if he can actually lose his place. Now, he played okay. He played good in the last games he played for Chelsea. I don't think that he's going to lose his place, but clearly there is a risk there. So if you don't want to go for that risk, there are plenty of other good goalkeepers, starting with Raya, if you still want to go for Raya, Verbruggen, Flecken, Jose Sa. If you want to have Jose Sa instead of Dubravka, there's a chance maybe he's going to have a double game week in 26. That's fine. But I've gone for Sanchez Chalobah. If you don't want to go for double up for Chelsea, that's perfectly fine. You could go for someone like Munoz instead of Chalobah if you can afford it, obviously. Gabriel Timber, I don't need to discuss too much about that. I would have definitely three Arsenal players, double defense. I think that this is the way to go. As I said before, you could go for three if you want. Raya, Gabriel Timber, that's also fine. I don't think that Rice is essential or anything like that. But Timber, Gabriel are great. So they would be in my wildcard draft. Chalobah, as I said before, the most nailed Chelsea defender, decent for DEFCON, decent for attacking threat, amazing fixture. So yeah, if you want to go for him, I like that on a wild card. My other defenders actually are Mukiele. Now here, if you want to save up some cash, you could go for Reinildo, who's 3.9 or 3.8, something like that, or you could go for Alderete. I just think that if you have the money, you just go Mukiele at this point. He's getting a lot of assists. It is really annoying because I have Alderete in my team, and Mukiele as attacking threat is just better. He's good for DEFCON, even playing as a right back. The fixtures are not amazing, but if you need to play Mukiele against Burnley, again, in this actual wildcard draft, I'm benching Mukiele, which feels wrong against Burnley at home, but yeah, who would you bench to play him? You get my idea. So if you're forced to play him against Burnley, Fulham, Bournemouth, Leeds, Brighton is perfectly fine. And my fifth defender is Jimenez from Bournemouth, who is listed as a defender in FPL, but he played as a winger, as a midfielder against Liverpool in the last game. So again, he's not nailed to play 90 minutes every game. Probably he's a little bit of a risk. If you have the money to go for Senesi, definitely I think that he's the better pick. I put here Jimenez more as a punt. If you want to go for Hill, 3.9. If you want to go for Senesi, great. But yeah, the fixtures long term are great for Bournemouth. So I just wanted to show you that 4.5 millions a defender playing as a midfielder could be amazing. If you want to go for Dorgu here, that's okay. If you want to go for Anderson from Fulham, there are a lot of other options. But yeah, if you have Gabriel Chalobah, Timber, pretty much every game week you're just going to play all three of these players for the next four at least. So that's why I have Jimenez and Mukiele, my other two defenders. In attack, Haaland and Evan Nilsson. Haaland again, you could go without him, but I just think that's too big of a risk to take. And the surprise here is that I don't have Thiago. Now, the fixtures for Brentford are really bad. So if you don't have Thiago into your team, I don't think that I would wildcard him, honestly. If you have him and you don't want to lose that value, then makes a lot of sense to just keep Thiago. But if not, yeah, I would just take Evan Nilsson. I would take Evan Nilsson short term. I know he's not an amazing pick. He could be on penalties. Maybe there's a chance. Maybe Krupi is going to be on penalties, but Krupi is not playing 90 minutes every game week, and Evan Nilsson is pretty much forced to play 90 minutes every game week because they don't have any other players. The fixtures are great. Now, he's not an exciting pick. He's if you want to go for Thiago, that's fine. But Aston Villa away, Newcastle away, Arsenal at home in the next three is just really bad for Thiago. You could just buy him after three games. The thing is, if you want to go for Thiago, I don't mind it because, as I said before, if you had Thiago in your initial team, makes a lot of sense to just keep him. because the fixtures are going to be better after Gaming 26. Brighton, Burnley, Bournemouth, Wolves. But if you want to attack the fixtures, Evan Nilsson, I think that he's better, much better for the next three. Now, that's going to book you to make a transfer if you really want to have Thiago after that. So that's not great, because if you're using your wildcard in Gaming 24, what I should say to you, the ideal plan would be to just try to roll as many free transfers as possible, because we're going to get a lot of information in the coming weeks regarding blanks, regarding double gamings, and you're not going to have another wildcard this season, so you're going to use to need to use some free transfer. So yeah, pretty much that's it. And also Krupi Juniors would be my third striker. I don't think that I would go for Ekitike. I don't think that I would go for uh, again, Watkins could be an option if you want. Bowen is okay. Let's see the forward options. Mateta, no at the moment. Let's see where he's going to end up in this transfer window. Haaland, Thiago, Watkins, Joao Pedro definitely is an interesting one. I don't know. The fixtures are great. If you want to take a punt on Joao Pedro, just go for it. I think that he's much more exciting than Van Nielsen. But the thing is, nobody can guarantee you that he's going to play all these fixtures, and they have a lot of important fixtures to play in the Champions League, first of all, and then against Arsenal in the Carabao Cup semi-final. So yeah, I'm just not sure how many minutes Joao Pedro is going to get. Ekitike, probably no. No, on a wild card. Newcastle and Man City back-to-back tough fixtures. I wouldn't go for him. Bowen against Chelsea, I wouldn't go for him, I think. So, yeah, pretty much that's it. Mane could be a nice option, a cheap option. Igor Jesus, I mean, the fixtures are not that great. Liverpool, Brighton, Man City, Leeds away, Crystal Palace. I just don't think that I would go there for that price. Gyökeres definitely not. Calvert-Lewin again could be an option, but it's Arsenal in this fixture. So yeah, that's pretty much with the forwards. If we talk about other midfielders, Palmer, as I said before, Mohamed Salah, I just don't think that I would have Mohamed Salah on a wildcard, because it's really tough to get to him in the first place. You probably need to sell someone like Haaland, or to have really cheap options in midfield. Maybe go for someone like Harry Wilson, Anderson, and maybe you can afford Salah. But I just don't. I think that it is a little bit too early to buy Mohamed Salah. Other than that, Semenyo is okay, but he's a Man City player. The fixtures are Spurs away, Liverpool away, Newcastle, Leeds away. The fixtures are not that great. I know that at the moment it's looking like Semenyo is playing good, so don't get me wrong. It's looking like he's going to play all the games until the end of the season, but I just don't think that's going to be the case. He's still a Man City player. He's not going to play all the games. I can tell you right now, he's not going to play all the games. He's not going to start all the games. But if you want to take a punt, yeah, Semenyo is fine. Sar is an interesting one. Ahmad, if you want to go for Ahmad instead of Mbeumo, really cheap. Other than that, Njae is a player I really like, but yeah, would I have Njae instead of Bruno, Enzo, Mbeumo, Rice, Rogers? Probably not. Maybe instead of Rogers, I don't know, he's a penalty taker, that's the only thing. Florian Wirtz, he's okay. He's okay, but I much rather probably would just go slightly Mbeumo there. And pretty much that's it. Now, of course, Harry Wilson, Elliot Anderson, these cheap players are great if you want to upgrade elsewhere. But what do you want to upgrade? I have Gabriel Timber, Chaloba. And talking about defenders, if you don't want to go for Chaloba, which could make a lot of sense, Munoz, Nottingham Forest, Brighton, Burnley, Wolves, Man United, Spurs, Leeds, and I'm not sure which team Crystal Palace are going to play in Game Week 30, but let me just put Munoz here, make the transfers. Just a second, let me see. In Game Week 31, yeah, Munoz is going to play against Man City in 31, so again, he's a good one. We know how good Munoz is. Obviously, it just takes a goal for everyone to go crazy about Daniel Munoz. Now, yeah, other defenders, as I said before, Gabriel Munoz, Chaloba, Timber. Yeah, Gay, I wouldn't go for him. Senesi is another interesting one with decent fixtures. We talked about Bournemouth. If you want to go there, definitely instead of Jimenez, could be an option. Um, as I said before. Senesi, Anderson. I don't think that I will go for Lacroix. Dorgu is still an interesting one. If he's fit, you could consider having him on a wildcard instead of Mukiele. Maguire at 4.3 millions, maybe. But again, I just don't think that we should rush to buy Man United defenders just yet. Van Heck is still okay. Alderete is okay. Hill is okay. Matty Cash is okay. The fixtures are good for Aston Villa. Anderson from Fulham. Yeah, pretty much that's it. Pretty much that's it with the defenders. Gabriel Timber, I would definitely have him. I would definitely have one of Munoz and Chaloba. And after that, you just go how you want. If you want to save up some cash, go Reinildo, Alderete, Mukiele, Senesi, other good defenders. So yeah, pretty much that's it with the defenders. And with the goalkeepers, as I said before, if you want to go for Verbruggen, if you don't want to go for Sanchez, fair enough. The fixtures are okay. So yeah, pretty much that's it with the wildcard draft. Please let me know. I'm not sure. I think that for sure maybe I omitted something. Obviously, I'm not using the wildcard, so I'm not. I didn't thought that much like a person. Like if this was my wildcard dream, but I would be 100% sure this would be my midfield on a wildcard. I would definitely have Gabriel Timber, Haaland, probably Thiago because I have him in my initial team. And after that, you just need to fill the goalkeeper spot and the defender spot. So yeah, pretty much that's it. Chalobah, Munoz there instead of Mukiele. And yeah, just pick your goalkeeper. Verbruggen, Flecken, Sanchez from Chelsea. And yeah, pretty much that's it. Or if you really want to go for Palmer, it's not going to be a tough mission to accomplish. Let's say I'm going to go for Palmer instead of Mbeumo. Then you just need to, I don't know, let's say I'm going to go for Reinildo here. Maybe some people are going to want to have Cole Palmer. I need to free up some cash a little bit more, so probably you can't afford to have Munoz. Or what you can do also is to, I don't know, instead of Rice or instead of Rogers, to go for someone like Harry Wilson, Anderson. But I'm just thinking if you could do that, yeah, but you can't do that here. Yeah, probably you need to downgrade one of them, and probably Rogers. Uh, Let me just put here Harry Wilson. He's 6 millions, okay, so I can't really afford him. Yeah, now obviously I made a lot of moves with this team, so probably that's why I can't really afford him. Let's just put Anderson here. Now you got my point. Your budget may be different than mine, but if you really want to go for Palmer, it is possible and you can still have a decent team. But again, as I said before, it's going to be a risk. Please let me know in the comments down below, are you using a wildcard in Gameweek 24? And if yes, please let me know which are your picks. Are you going Palmer? Are you not? Thanks a lot for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like, hit that subscribe button, and also check the memberships if you want to support the channel even more. It would be really much appreciated. And I'm going to see you next time. Bye.